Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kayfabe Central podcast, and welcome back to another episode of the Pay-Per Review, where we go over any PLE or pay-per-view and break it down, all the matches and everything that went down on it. We break it down here on the Kayfabe Central podcast of the Pay-Per Review. Today, we are going over Royal Rumble 2026 that just wrapped up. A fairly interesting card, a fairly predictable card, but an interesting one as well. And we're going to be going through all of that stuff. I see Steven is in the chat. What's going on, Steven? It's good to have you in here. Um, if you don't know who we are by now, I'm your host, Josh, as always. Joining me is Ruan Wrestling.
Hello, I'm back from the toilet.
Yeah, we got off to a bit of a late start because Ru had was having some stomach issues.
Hey, I just did a 5 hour live stream. Give me a break.
Yeah, so for some reason I put the time for the live at 4:10. I don't know what I was thinking putting it at 4:10 because there was no way that this show was gonna end at 4:10. Two rumbles and then the two matches in between. I don't know what made me put this live at 4:10 to schedule for 4:10, but it doesn't matter the time. What matters is that we're here right after the Royal Rumble and we're going to be breaking everything down. Before we get into that, though, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the videos, podcasts, and interviews that come to the channel. Check out the Kayfabe Central website. That's where all my coverage posts, articles, written predictions and previews, all that good stuff is up on the Kayfabe Central website. So go check that stuff out. Check out all the social medias for Kayfabe Central. Announcements and stuff are on Instagram, Twitter, and I post a variety of different content over on TikTok as well. So yeah, make sure you guys go check all that stuff out in the description below. Steven says, forgot technical issues. We have bladder issues tonight.
Yeah, I've
That's
actually
gonna
been
be
all
the
right on the
theme.
technical side.
That's gonna be the theme for this post show that Rue has bladder issue. um, let's jump into the Royal Rumble before we get into like the specific matches and stuff. Rue, what did you think about Royal Rumble as a whole today?
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Also we'll get into it. As you said, fairly predictable, but I always try and reiterate that predictable doesn't mean bad. I had a great time doing it, and once again, I always say when we come on these post shows, it's sometimes maybe difficult for me to separate doing the streams to watching it like by yourself. I had a great time. That was one of I just want to also say that was one of the craziest streams I've had. That was absolutely insane at one point. So thank you everyone for joining. I could not keep up with everything at one point, so I absolutely thank you so much. But I thoroughly enjoyed, especially after SmackDown last night. I know we didn't do a post show, but I did not enjoy SmackDown, me personally. So I was a bit apprehensive coming tonight, but I've had a great time. Yeah, some questionable decisions here and there, but overall, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I figured that the crowd was saving their energy for the Royal Rumble show today.
Yeah.
Because last night on SmackDown, they were just like dead. Like they were not making a whole lot of noise except for like the big names like Randy Orton and Cody and all that stuff. Like other than that, they weren't making a whole lot of noise. And the wrestling quality on SmackDown last night wasn't terrible either. It was
No.
just the crowd. The crowd just wasn't into it. But similar to like Montreal, because the Montreal crowd on the Friday was they were okay, but it was Saturday night's main event where it really picked up. So a lot of these places, when they have two events, they usually save their energy for the big show. And obviously, we saw that here. They were live all throughout the entire show, from the countdown show all the way till the end of the show. They were live. They had a few questionable chants that I'm gonna break down here. It's very um it's very weird that how I'm gonna break that down because it's like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but there's sometimes an opinion is just plain out wrong. And there was a couple of those from the Saudi Arabia crowd today. But we'll get into that. Let's jump straight into what kicked off the night. As we all expected, the Women's Royal Rumble match kicked off the night. Not a whole lot of like surprises or anything like that, but we said in the predictions podcast that there wasn't gonna be a whole lot of surprises because it's in Saudi Arabia. Like you didn't even have appearances like Trish Stratus or Lita or anything like that. overall, what did you make of the entire Women's Rumble? And then we'll break down the winner and bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it for the most part. I do always find with the Women's Rumble, I'm going to try and put this in the most like the without it sounding as bad as it can. I think on the women's division, there's a lot wider a scale of talent with the utmost respect. It's a lot wider the scale. You got, some of them are, better. Some of them are the best wrestlers in the world at the top, and there's people who are still developing a lot. Maybe could have done for a bit longer in NXT. And I always find with the women's rumble that particularly becomes really apparent when there's a lot of just wait. And don't get me wrong, the men's rumble we'll get into was not shy of that either. Those moments in there as well, even from top stars such as Cody. But I do find that when there's sometimes there's wee glimpse of, well, what do we do now? That was a wee bit, why are we doing that? For the most part, though, I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of Charlotte and Alexa, being 1 and 2. Thought that was a lot of fun. Great moments. Honestly, MVP for me was Natty. Incredible. Loved her so much. I said not a lot of surprises, but we were saying it before going in. I think we were one of the few people being like, we don't actually think there's going to be that many surprises, though. We'll get on to it later on. I had the best surprise of the night later on, in the men's one. But overall, I enjoyed it. And then, I mean, we'll get down to it. I think it was the correct outcome at the end. I think there was some good, really fun moments that led up to that as well. So overall, really fun. Little moments here and there, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it wasn't the most like bombastic women's Royal
Mm,
Rumble. I don't think that I am going to be looking or like a lot of people are going to be looking at this in the future and considering this one of the best women's Rumbles.
yeah,
I think this is just one that's it's just gonna be a Rumble match that,
yeah.
and the person that won it, Liv Morgan, we might as well say, but we'll elaborate on that a little bit after. It's just gonna go down as the Rumble that Liv Morgan won because I didn't get anything crazy from this. Let's break down some bits and pieces of what went down in this Rumble match, some important storyline pieces and whatnot. So one of the first notes that I have here is Alexa Bliss being eliminated by Charlotte Flair. So Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss were both on the apron, having gone over the top rope. Charlotte aimed directly for Nia Jax, but clipped Alexa Bliss a little bit. Just the like shove of the ropes for anybody that's saying like, oh, Charlotte didn't hit her or anything. It's just the force of the ropes. I think that's what the storyline they were trying to tell. Um, but to Alexa, it looked like Charlotte eliminated her as well. Um, I'm getting the feeling more and more that Alexa Bliss is going to be the one to turn on Charlotte. Charlotte's going to be the apologetic one, be like, Lexi, I didn't mean to. Like I was aiming for Nia, and it just happened that I accidentally eliminated you. Um, and if I remember correctly, Alexa was going to pull the trigger first between her and Charlotte in this match if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't
Mhm.
Charlotte because I think Alexa was initially going to go for the Sister Abigail DDT on Charlotte, but then she changed her mind. Um, I think eventually Charlotte is getting hit with the Sister Abigail DDT from Alexa. Um, I think you keep Charlotte Flair as a babyface because she's doing the best work that she's done in her career right now, and turning Alexa is probably the best option here.
Oh, 100%. We've been saying it for weeks now. When this eventual turn was going to happen, it should be Alexa because I know Charlotte Flair, one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, but she's never been like I've never been that invested in on her. And even the brief periods we've had her as babyface, it's just never been that for me. This is the first time I think we've got to see the real Charlotte Flair as Phoebe. I was like, to put out the real Ashley because I think it is. And you can tell she's enjoying it as well. And she's getting to just celebrate and be loved by the fans, and to throw all that work away at the minute, I think would be actually really damaging. So I'm totally with you. I think it's Alexa that needs to turn. And I thought it was going to be Alexa to throw out Charlotte, to be truly honest. But again, I guess we are building not so much a slow build, but just adding a bit more of layers to it, I would say. Because we know it's going to happen, obviously. But rather than having the turn or throwing it out in the Rumble, build it again until, as you said, Charlotte eventually eats that Sister Abigail DDT.
Absolutely. Somebody who got off to a solid start in this Rumble though was Jordan Grace, who came in and was wreaking havoc. She eliminated Candice LeRae. Um, I'm scammering through my notes here. She eliminated Lola Vice, Ivy
Otherwise,
Nile. She did pretty good, and then she was ultimately eliminated by Lash Legend later on. Um, I don't I don't know what their plan is for Jordan Grace. I couldn't I couldn't tell from this Royal Rumble. They didn't plant any seeds, and I hope that it isn't just we're gonna find you a tag partner and we're gonna place you in the tag division as well, because we don't know what else to do with you. Um, unless because Bianca Belair was not in this Royal Rumble, which tells me that because I don't think traveling to Saudi Arabia would have been a problem for Bianca Belair, especially if she was going to win the Royal Rumble. But it tells me that she's not ready yet.
yeah.
And it tells me that she's not ready to go. And I don't know. There's no estimated time on when Bianca's going to come back or if she's going to be back before WrestleMania or anything like that. Um, the way I'm looking at this is they might just have Jordan Grace win the Chamber potentially, and then face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania because I can imagine the winner of this match is going to go the other way around and challenge Stephanie Vaquer. Um, I don't know. What did you have any takeaways from Jordan Grace's performance here?
Well, firstly, as you said, it was also cool to see. I wish we got to see her on a bit longer, which was one of my dark horses to win. But I think you've got it spot on, at least from my point of view there. That's exactly what I think they're going to do. Because as you said, Bianca wasn't in this, and they have the time if they want to build a Bianca and Jade story to WrestleMania, even if she came back at the Chamber. Um, but as you said, I just don't think she is clearly ready, and I think the best bet would be just to have Jordan win the Chamber and go on to face Jade. Yes, and I appreciate that's the thing. I think we mentioned it the other day. The fact that like we've not been the biggest fan of Jade, and I've not been the biggest fan of her character, and not the biggest fan of this title run certainly. But I will say a proportion and percentage of this for the title run particularly, I do feel bad for her. Because they've just got nothing for her, and if they are going to wait for Jade, I think they might have done Jade in Grace, sorry, at the Chamber as just a women's match. If Bianca's not ready, that could be another PLE that Jade misses out on, and she has to wait to Mania to have a match. Which again, I do actually feel bad for her because that's not her fault at that point. But if Bianca isn't okay, I think the best route for Grace is through the Chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jordan Grace is great. Like I have no problems with Jordan. It just seems like WWE doesn't know how to book her properly. Whether it be NXT, whether it be the main roster. Maybe it's too early to tell. Maybe I'm judging a little bit too early, but good booking usually starts off to a good start, not a bad start, and this has not got off to a good start. So I'm getting the inclination that WWE just doesn't know how to book Jordan Grace properly. But we have to see with time. Again, maybe they're just like they're playing around until they know for sure if Bianca's gonna miss WrestleMania or not. Which again, it's like you still have a product to make. You still have a weekly show every single week. You got to make something interesting out of this. I get that you want Bianca and Jade, but worst case, Triple H loves triple threats.
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind a triple threat between Jade, Bianca, and Jordan. Worst case, but that's that. Jordan Grace performed fairly well here. We did have a surprise, the biggest surprise of this women's rumble, and probably of the night, to be honest. Brie Bella returned to the Royal Rumble to assist Nikki Bella, who was also in this match. Um, it was cool because I didn't think that they were actually going to bring her in. I thought that maybe she just wanted to stay home and, be with Brian or whatever the case may be. So when I heard her music, I was like, oh. And then it was like 5 seconds after her music hit, I was like, okay, that's cool. I still don't care. Like I still don't care. I don't care about whatever they're setting up with the Bella Twins and Bailey and Lyra, because they had a thing where Bailey was eliminated by both of them, and um, I'm trying to find Lyra's name on this list here. I believe Lyra was um
Mid 20s.
right. Okay, yeah. So Bailey and Lyra were both eliminated by the Bella Twins.
Yep.
So they're obviously setting something up there, unless this is just mini feuds to get to a multi-woman tag match at WrestleMania that includes the Bella Twins. And it's a bigger deal because the Bella Twins are involved in the match. Whatever it is, I do think that Brie is a better wrestler than Nikki, but
Ooh.
I do think so. I think so. But I still don't care for the Bella Twins. I don't care for them to win tag titles if that's what they plan to do. Um, yeah, I really don't have much to say. What were your takeaways? Maybe they're a little bit more positive than mine about Brie Bella coming back.
Not much, but I will say something. Something I've kept very close to my chest. A controversial opinion in IWC. I just don't mind the Bellas. Now, before anyone says freaks out, I'm not sitting here saying I love the Bella Twins. Okay, don't go that far. I've never I don't dislike them. Like it's one of them. Like I think they can when they're used correctly. I think it can actually be good. I do agree. I think WWE goes a bit overboard with them. Like they're just, some what's the words? They are iconic names in the women's division, but they aren't the top of the women's division though. That's what I'll say. Which WWE likes to say. It was cool. It was cool to see her. And what you were saying, I agree with you. With the look, what it looks like going into Mania would be either we're setting up for a big multi-woman match, or we're going to be setting up for Bella Twins versus Bailey and Lyra. Um, Now, personally, I would have liked something a bit more for Bailey and Lyra if that's the way we're going to go. But at the same time, I'm glad that at least they're getting something, particularly Bailey after what happened last year. Um, Now, here's my thing. I find weird because if the Bella Twins were to have, 'cause I'm with you, I don't really have an interest in seeing them having a women's tag team title run, though I do think they want to put them on them at some time so they can at least say that the Bella Twins have been WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I would be okay if they were to go and win those belts in the next couple of also don't worry, there's an asterisk to this, but before you start panicking, uh, I would be okay with them winning those belts over the next couple of weeks, months, and going into Mania with them and lose, have a short run and lose to Bailey and Lyra, get a big win for Bailey and Lyra. My issue is who the women's tag team champs are at the minute, which the Bellas would have to beat, and I don't see that happening. So that's where I don't know what they're going to do with it. I said I'm with you. It sounds mean to say that I don't care, but I don't hate it. Folk are going to be losing their mind over it. I don't hate it, but I'm not that. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's why I do think that they might do a like multi-woman tag match at WrestleMania. That way they don't technically have to beat Rhea and Io.
Yep.
Maybe they pin like um Raquel or Roxanne if they're involved in that match or something like that. But yeah, Brie Bella is back. The Bella twins are back. Steven says, I think Brie is just gonna have a tag run one final time, nothing more, nothing less.
Yep.
That's what it should be.
Yep.
She shouldn't have anything else. At this point, it's um, just a tag run with her and Nikki.
Yep.
And that's it. I apologize for that. But yeah, that's that. Um, so I'll let you take this one so I can mute my mic and take care of
Okay.
this dog. Um, but let's go on to the winner of this Royal Rumble match, which was Liv Morgan, who eliminated Tiffany Stratton to win this Rumble. Tiffany Stratton also returned at the number 30 spot. Um, by the way, there was a very like the Power Rangers thing was very accurate with this Royal Rumble. My goodness, man. This is why I do not like these Saudi Arabia shows. But yeah, Liv Morgan wins the Royal Rumble, which we predicted to happen, especially if Bianca wasn't going to be here. It makes sense for Liv Morgan to win this. What did you make of this?
Sure, I'll take the reins for you
Yeah.
for a second. Okay, so I think this was the absolute correct decision. Even with if Bianca was to return, I still think the correct decision should have been Liv, but obviously I had picked Bianca because, of course. So yeah, I'm very happy for heel. There's a lot of cool things running up to this. I guess I'll break some of them down with Josh's away. We obviously started off with a nasty Tia Hanna bomb from Raquel Rodriguez to Rhea Ripley on the outside of the ring. That was brutal. And it's when Raquel, which again, massive elimination for Raquel. Raquel also taunting Rhea. Liv comes and tosses out Raquel, every woman for herself. I don't think it was quite a Liv turning on Raquel moment, just as a like, sorry, like it's the Rumble. But we'll see what Raquel's got to say about that. Obviously that goes down the line, gets to the final three, where we then have Sol, Liv, and Tiffy. And by the way, this wee mini triple threat they had going on, incredible, so fun for just those 5 minutes that they had. Um, Really cool apron spot.
Yeah.
They all went out. It was very scary. Sol nearly tripped and fell over at one point off the ring. But overall, very, very cool. Sol goes to do a Sol snatcher, which, to be honest, I don't really understand what she was going for, because what was she going to do? Like jump out the ring. Doesn't matter. She gets eliminated by Tiffany, and then
I
Tiffany
think she
and
was planning
oh,
to land on the apron on her back.
right. Okay. Still very questionable decision of how risky that is. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well. And then Tiffy and Liv go back forward, and then yeah, Liv hits Tiffy with an oblivion from the outside of the ropes to the floor. Liv Morgan picks up the win. Correct decision. Is she the most successful wrestler in in Saudi Arabian shows? By the way, Women's World Championship, Crown Jewel Championship, Royal Rumble. Gotta
Yep.
be. It's got to be her place.
She is she is, I believe, undefeated in Saudi Arabia.
There you go. So
Yeah, I don't
this
think
is
she's
our
lost to
house.
Saudi.
There we go. This is our house. And I think what's really interesting as well is what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw now with Raquel Rodriguez having this street fight against Stephanie Vaquer. I honestly would not be surprised if she becomes your new Women's World Champion on Monday.
Right, that is happening on Monday, isn't it?
Hmm.
Um, I feel like I feel like people are gonna want to see Vaquer and Liv more than um
Personally, I do.
Raquel and Liv. Yeah, exactly. Like if you wanted to do a triple threat between the three, I know, like how many triple threats do, right?
Too many folk
But
in the
like
roster. Let's just do it.
if you're looking at the stories that Triple H is providing us, a lot of these scenarios can end in multi-man, multi-woman matches, and it's like, man, you guys really just book yourself into a triple threat corner, don't you? Like you guys just love to do that, and I get that, involving many people in a title scene is important because it shouldn't just be, one person one month, the next person another month. I like that they're doing this thing where the champion has the target on their back, right? They're even over in AEW, they're doing it well with MJF. I like things like that. But yeah, I do think that the plan is going to be Liv and Vaquer. Now, I'm going to say this: I don't have any trust that this build is going to be good. Because I think that Vaquer is just going to retain on Monday. Maybe it's a case of Liv tries to redeem herself and help Raquel win the Women's World Title, but ultimately just costs her.
Ooh.
And Vaquer retains, and Raquel, whatever goes down between Raquel and Liv, something will go down, and uh, I can see just Raquel being relegated back to the tag title division with Roxanne and be like, okay, we're the Judgment Day. We're gonna fight, but we're good now, and we're just gonna go to WrestleMania and act like nothing happened. But yeah, Liv Morgan versus Vaquer, I don't trust is going to be a very good build up to WrestleMania because this is something we've been plotting for the past couple weeks and months now, and now it's just I feel like it's just gonna be bland.
Yeah, and it's so sad to say that, but I can blame you, and I also agree for thinking that way because, like, they haven't given. We were talking about the on the podcast the other day, and just the way they've treated Stephanie's run. Obviously, again, it goes back to this whole chuck every woman in the tag team division, and they've kind of done themselves a bit of an issue here. So yeah, I'm with you. Like, I hope, and I feel like Liv and Stephanie. And this sounds really mean, but I don't mean it, especially Liv on the mic, will hopefully have enough talent to pull them through. And I think the match will be incredible because Stephanie Raquel and Liv Morgan isn't like this like or she's only good. She's very, very good in the ring as well. So
Yeah.
overall, I think it will be a good match. So I'm with you. I'm a bit wary. I'm hoping that the two women can pull out the bags, especially Liv, maybe carrying a bit more the promo part of the of going the run up to Mania. But again, Stephanie can cut it as well. Don't get me wrong. But we just know that I think that is where Liv excels is on the mic. So hopefully, but I totally see where you're coming from, and I can't like argue against that.
Steven says if Liv wins the belt at Mania, next PLE afterwards should be Liv versus Tiffany versus Soul. The thing
Sure.
with Soul is, especially after what happened in this Rumble, I think Soul Ruka is your next NXT Women's Champion.
Oh yeah.
Because we did have JC Jane get eliminated by Soul Ruka in this Rumble, and the seeds keep getting planted as that's the match that they want to do in NXT is JC Jane and Soul Ruka for the NXT Women's title. Soul Ruka wins that. Zarya gets jealous. They run a feud with her and Zarya. Soul Ruka is going to be in NXT for quite some time still. She's still got the feud with Zarya to do. It seems like they want to put the NXT Women's title on her. At the end of the day, you can't call everybody up.
Yep.
Some people have to stay for a little bit longer. Not Tony D'Angelo longer, but like a little bit longer. Um, so I think they're going to keep her there for a little bit. JC Jane, I do see getting called up. Whether or not that's with Fatal Influence is up in the air. I don't know. We've talked about it before. Um, like as good as Lainey Reed is, are they going to call her up to the main roster right now? Is it just going to be JC and Fallon? Is something going to happen? We have to see how that plays out. But as of right now, I think Soul's sticking around in NXT. But Liv versus Tiffany is definitely a match that I would love. Um, by the way, speaking of the PLE afterwards, Backlash. What the hell are we doing? Like, how many places are we going to land on and then change our mind? Because at first I was hearing Italy, I was
Yep.
hearing Mexico, and then all of a sudden, nah, we're going to Tampa, Florida. How did we get here, WWE? How did we go from Mexico to Italy to Tampa, Florida? I don't understand how you get there.
Triple H
But
just throws a dart at a map. He's like, "Where we gonna go next, PLE?"
exactly like Mexico. Oh, we can do Mexico. Change my mind, guys. Mexico's not going to work. Italy.
Hey,
All
they'll be
right,
the number.
Italy it
They'll be
is.
the if they go Mexico, they'll be number two promotion to Mexico. So too much competition down there.
But yeah, that was the Women's Rumble overall. Like I mentioned, not the greatest Royal Rumble match, but it was fine. It was fine for what it was. I think some people had a good showing. As I don't want to say as bad as she is. That sounds terrible, but like as she's as not good as she's doing in NXT right now. Kalani Jordan kind
Oh,
of had a good showing here.
I was wondering what you were
Um,
talking about. I was like, "Who's he gonna say?"
so she was always able to get it done in the ring.
Yeah,
Always able to get it done in the ring. That was never my problem with Kalani
yeah.
Jordan. My problem was her character work and how bad she is on the mic. So
Hey, no disagreement from me.
but she showed out a little bit here. She was eliminated by JC Jane. Um, I'm trying to see if there was any other highlights worth going over here. Um, Julia was eliminated by Lyra. That doesn't mean anything because they don't care about the women's U.S. title. Um,
Kiana James was just a dominant force in this
oh
rumble
my
for some
goodness,
reason.
yeah, Kiana James. Like I got a text from one of my friends like Kiana James is actually good. I'm like, I know she just hasn't got to prove it yet, and she
Yeah.
finally got to here. I'm glad she got the time here. Kiana was ultimately thrown out by Raquel Rodriguez, who looked amazing this match as
Mhm.
well, by the way. A lot of these women looked great in this match. I didn't notice any like huge botches or anything like that.
Too bad.
Yeah, it was solid enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
We then went to the retirement match. AJ Styles versus Gunther. I'm not gonna lower my camera, but I am wearing a shirt that will annoy a lot of the fans. I'm wearing the Gunther tapped out John Cena shirt at the moment. But and I put it on after this match just to be that guy, just to do it. But this was Very, I can imagine very emotional for the crowd there. They were stumped in silence after this result. What did you make of the match as a whole from top to bottom, though?
Oh, solid match, brutal. Some of those chops were ridiculous. I think is exactly what you'd expect from a good Fun AJ Styles match. It was very, very good, I think. Obviously, even though it was accidental, the little bit of blood as well added to it, which looked really nasty actually on AJ's forearm. Um, I really enjoyed it, and the end. And you know what? I'm going to say something here. Again, I was totally fine with the way they did the John Cena tap out. That AJ Styles pass out, I think was even better. Was much better. I think the way it looked, the way it was shown us on the screen, the way it was against us, the audience, it felt so much better. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven in the chat wants me to show the shirt. So you know what? We're gonna
Just
show
get
the
it.
shirt. Look at that. Tapped out like a little.
And for your reference, Stephen, this is the one that I have pre-ordered. Also, we don't get it yet in the UK. We have to wait, but it will be coming. I'll be wearing it to annoy everyone in my chat, especially Phoebe.
The only reason I have it is because it was at Saturday Friday Night SmackDown
Right,
in
yeah.
Utah. So I just bought it. I'm like, I gotta need it.
Yeah, well, I've got it coming too. We'll just see when Gunther retires everyone, every podcast afterwards. I've got it. We'll both just wear it on the post show.
He needs to make a shirt for everybody he retires.
Oh my
Like,
God, he does in the same style.
he absolutely does. Um, but Gunther does beat AJ Styles with that choke the same way he beat John Cena, except AJ Styles passes out, like Ru just mentioned. Um, AJ Styles is so good. He's so good, man. Like, I'm not even talking about the things he does in the ring, just his selling, him in
Yeah.
that chokehold. Like, he made the fans believe that this isn't it. Oh, I'm gonna get to the ropes. Oh, I'm getting out of it now. Oh, I'm gonna hit the Styles Clash now. No, I'm back in the sleeper hold. And it was just sucking the life out of that crowd. Like, they'd come back up and then boom, suck the life right back out of them. It was this was great storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
This was great from Gunther and AJ Styles, and I think this was a really good match. You're not going to get a bad match when you get AJ and Gunther. You can give them 6 to 10, and they'll put on a really good match, better than some other people can put on in 6 to 10. Um, but yeah, obviously the story of this match is um after the match, AJ Styles is in the ring and he's looking to put his gloves on the mat, but he doesn't. Instead, he puts them back on. Now, AJ Styles' contract is up at the beginning of February, so either tomorrow or the next couple days, he's done with the WWE. This was his final match in the WWE. However, it may not be his final match in professional wrestling because I have a very good feeling that AJ Styles is going to be going over to TNA and AEW very soon. We want that. I want that Kenny Omega match. I want it. I want Kenny Omega. I feel like he might go toe to toe with Kazarian, Santana. Um, I can't imagine he's gonna sign anywhere. I imagine he's just gonna be a free agent and like bounce from like TNA to AEW or whatever the case may be. I don't see why they wouldn't let him do something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can definitely see that playing out. But yeah, what did you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, man. Like this is the thing what you were just saying there, and I'll come circle back around to it, is I think that's how AJ will still do because and just float around the different companies because the respect that he has from the wrestling world, they wouldn't let him. No, sorry, why would they not let him? The only issue was always going to be WWE for that, and the fact that he's done that at the beginning and kind of got that, done that right now, he can just go float around. Like the AEW, we know I don't think they're going to have a problem with having like a free agent who's working with TNA as well. I don't think Tony Khan's going to look at it that way. Um, I think you quite, especially when that person's AJ Styles. I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be worried too much about that. In the terms of, as you said, the ending of the match, I thought it was so good what they did at the end there. Pure cinema is what wrestling's all about. I mean, Phoebe was asking me in the chat, like, why do I have a tear in my eye? And I'm like, because that's what wrestling is. It invokes an emotion as long as you care. Doesn't matter if you're angry, you're sad, you're happy, you're excited, whatever. As long as if you feel nothing, then that's an issue. But if you feel something, it's great. Thought it was so good. And I'm with you. And I don't like to work in absolutes, sorry, or work in 100%. I could have told you before he put those gloves back on. The reason I wasn't sad about the ending of the match because I know he's going to wrestle.
Yeah.
It is so it was not. I won't be like, oh, it's so obvious. I'm not trying to be like that, but I'm like, he is. So I wasn't worried about the match. Yes, that is him done with WWE, and he's had an incredible 10 years. Um, but I wasn't worried. Like the ending of the match didn't hit me the same way it did, seeing the John Cena one. Because that is retirement. Again, some folk are like, oh, it's wrestling retirement. He's not going to retire. John Cena's one of the few that I'm like, no, he is done.
Yeah.
Whereas with AJ one, this will be a different story when we get to December next year. You will see me bawling like a child probably. But, for this, absolutely, and I'm with you. I think if there's four matches and we've named all of them, on the table that I think we will definitely see. Going to be somewhat common. Not going to work in absolutes here, but I think I would be pretty confident saying we're seeing TNA, I think we definitely get him and Slater, X Division title, him and Kazarian running at the back. I would be really down to see him and Santana. Don't know if they will do it, but I'd be very down to see that. And in AEW, we spoke about the other day. I said him and Omega because I want that match. You want that match. The freaking world wants that match. And one you brought up, which I can't believe I didn't even think about, but I'm like, yeah, I think him and Joe one more time, one final time, him and Joe running it back,
Yeah.
and I'd love to see that.
There is one other match in AEW that I kind of want to see AJ Styles wrestle in.
Oh.
And I feel like it would just be such a good damn match. And that's AJ Styles versus Hangman Adam Page.
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. What a match that would be. Like man, I just I can't even begin to think of how good that
I
match would
didn't,
be.
I didn't even think about that. That'd be
Like
so good.
you even think about it like an AJ Styles versus Kyle Fletcher maybe as
Yeah,
well.
still
Like
wants that now.
there's a lot of people that he could still work with one last time or for the
Hey,
first time.
give me a Styles and Moxley Texas death match. Why not? On his way
Oh
out.
my God. Dude, kill the guy those ways out.
And but no, what? If there's one person that could do it, it's probably Styles still.
Probably. Like the way the guy moves, he
Oh
doesn't look like he's someone who's on the verge of retirement. Like
no,
he looks like he can still go, but I guess that's the whole thing, right? Quit while you're ahead, sort of
yeah,
thing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this AJ Styles retirement tour. Unless he does say, you know what, scrap it, like I'll sign a couple more months with WWE. I don't see the point in him doing that if you did this
yeah.
match. But then again, it's WWE. He could easily be like, yeah, maybe I'll just go to NXT. Like I don't know. Like,
I did see some folks saying that maybe he's an NXT GM, and I was like, surely not. Like,
you know what's hilarious about that? Not that anybody like cares or anything, but like it's funny because in my universe mode, AJ Styles is the GM for my NXT. So like, if that happens in real life, I think that I may have something in common with WWE, and I
I,
don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I swear that's happened to you a few times. Where you're like, wait, actually, I have this. I'm like, how?
Exactly. Um, but then the match after that was the undisputed WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. I am trying to limit how much I cuss on here, so I'm going to use one of the cuss words for this. You talk about people getting beat down like a little bitch. Holy hell, Sami Zayn got the hell beat out of him in this match. Like, oh my, I get that's the whole point of Sami Zayn. He's the underdog or whatever. But holy hell, Sami Zayn died in this match. Like, this was, it was a good match. He had a lot of good hope spots in here. What did you take from this match between Drew and Sami?
Was never in doubt. Never in doubt. I don't know what people were worried about. I told you in the chat not to panic. It's not happening. I did shit myself at one point because I thought it was going to happen. But no, overall, I just said, yeah, we were joking about it before it started. I think specifically me and Steve that Drew just comes out and squashes Sammy. But to be fair, I mean, it obviously wasn't a squash match, but yeah, Drew beat the hell out of him this match. And I kept making the joke. I feel like Drew was listening to Gunther chop AJ. He went, I can do better than that. And he went in and just started battering the shit out of Zayn's chest. Yeah, fun match and absolutely correct decision. And I've said it before. I know it's a dangerous opinion to say with the IWC. I like Sami Zayn. I want to see Sami Zayn as a world champion one day, but it just made no sense. And again, love him to death. I love used to. Even though he said the same, he's like, "Oh, it makes sense," and I was like, I don't think it does. I don't think right now is the time. I don't think it makes sense personally. Um, and again, well, not to be like, oh, I was proven right, but like I just was watching it. I was like, this makes no. We had the wrestling geezer pop in. He was panicking, and I was like, don't worry. There's no reason for this to go on Sammy, and we were proven right in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't see it happening. Like there was a slight chance, a
Hmm.
very slight chance that Sammy potentially could, but it didn't make sense. They already planted the seeds for the triple threat between McIntyre, Fatu, and Cody, which they
Hmm.
did even more later on in the next match, which we'll talk about in the Men's Royal Rumble. Um, but yeah, this was a great match from these two. Like Sami Zayn, he looked like NXT underdog Sami Zayn in this match. Like he kept fighting despite him getting the hell beat out of him. And that's what the underdog from the underground should be. Although I will say he went from underdog to WrestleMania main event Sammy right back to underdog real quick. So I don't know what happened there. He won the US title, he lost it, and he's like, ah, damn. Damn. I'm just a little loser again now, aren't I? So I love Sami Zayn. I don't hate Sami Zayn like the rest of the IWC. But yeah, this was good from both of these guys. Like you said, Drew retaining was the right option here. I really don't have much else to add on to that other than Drew winning was the right decision. Um, it took like what three claymores to put Sammy down.
Mm.
Um, although one of the claymores he didn't go for the pin after. It was the second one, and then he didn't go for the pin, and then he hit a third one while Sammy was on his knees, and he wins the match. Um, yeah, I like. There wasn't a point like I know you got scared. You had a scare at one point in this match with Sammy. I didn't. Like it was one of those where I was like, yeah, even he though he hit the hell of a kick. That's a kick out. Like, okay, everybody kicks out the Blue Thunder Bomb except for the one time on SmackDown. Like there wasn't a point in this match where I genuinely felt like Sami Zayn was gonna win. I don't know if it was they didn't do a better enough job at making it seem like Sammy actually had a chance because 70% of this match was Drew McIntyre. Like it's like sometimes you gotta give the babyface a little bit more offense than that. Like Sami Zayn took a whooping in this match. Um, in terms of what Sammy's WrestleMania plans are, well, what do you think, Ru? Well, what do you think Sammy does at WrestleMania now?
I mean, I can't swear, but I'll say F all. Unless they do a multi match. Um, I honestly don't know. Unless they're going to do, I said, unless they do a multi match at Mania where they just talk like Carmelo, Trick, Ilya, Sammy, I don't know, Solo, whoever. Into I suppose actually maybe not Solo now, he's a tag team champ, but whoever just into like a ladder match, maybe. But bar that, honestly, I don't see anything.
Where's Johnny Knoxville? What's he doing these days?
Trying to recover from all of the concussions he has.
Just three?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite, just like off the completely, but that's one of my favorite like dumb celebrity matches in wrestling. It is so fun.
Steven said Drew's looking like $1 million right now, and so he should.
Mhm.
Man, does he deserve it? He absolutely does. Drew
Yeah.
deserves his flowers. I'm glad they didn't just give him a transitional hot potato title reign. I'm glad that he's holding on to it for a little bit longer, whether that's just an extra month or not. We'll see. Because I still have a feeling he's dropping that at the chamber to Cody. Um, but we'll get into the Drew Cody stuff because we did have more development on that in the next match. But before we get into that, before we get into the men's Royal Rumble match, I have Collision to watch tonight. I'm not going to do coverage for it because, why would I? I'm just going to watch it because I've had a very busy day from top to bottom. But it gets tiring. It gets tiring covering all this wrestling and doing all this work, doing write-ups from 8 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes you should just start your day with some W energy, which will give you the perfect kickstart to your day, kickstart to a pre-workout you might have. Maybe you're doing a 24-hour live stream. Maybe you're playing video games the whole day and you need the energy. Maybe you're going to work. W Energy will help you get your day started off correctly. You can use the code Kayfabe Central for 10% off all W products. So check it out in the link in the description if you want a good kickstart to your day, if you want some good energy to your system. If you want to get things done, W Energy is the way to go. Check out the link in the description. Use code Kayfabe Central for 10% off all W products. Um, let's get into the main event of the evening. That is the men's Royal Rumble match. We had a couple of interesting things here. Let's just dive straight into how this shit started. Because like that's sometimes you can't blur things out. Sometimes you can't keep things clean, especially when you talk about a start to a rumble like this. So Obafemi is the number one entrant. It was already announced that Braun Breaker was the number two entrant. Apparently he was supposed to be number one, but then they moved it to number two. Um, but Braun Breaker's making his entrance, and he's attacked by a hooded figure, and he gets hit with a curb stomp, gets thrown back into the ring. I guess Saudi Arabia security just sucks because it wasn't until after Braun got eliminated by Oba that security was like, "Wait a minute, there's a masked guy in the arena. We should go chase him now." um, yeah, Braun Breaker gets cost of the Royal Rumble because of a masked figure that, at first glance, I could have swore I saw that Seth Rollins chain. I swear I
Mm.
saw a chain that looked like Seth Rollins' chain. Maybe I was just seeing things. Maybe it was something else that he was wearing that I didn't catch. Um, what did you make of this? I know you threw out your theories out there in terms of who you think this masked person is. So, what did you make of this start to the Royal Rumble?
I mean, I thought it was cool. It was different. It was out there. Well, I say different, at least in the times of the Rumble. We've seen quite a few masked men recently. It was very, very cool. Got Oborn elimination. Yeah. So in the terms of the masked man, so I didn't see that, like you said, with the chain stuff. I want to go back. I'm actually going to do it after this podcast. I want to go back and watch Monday. Well, not not watch Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to do that. I want to watch.
Who the hell wants to do that?
Who's going to rewatch Monday Night Raw? um,
Maybe an episode from 2009.
oh, even that's rough. um, no, I want to go back and watch the segment where the Vision are all in their own clubhouse, and Logan Paul saying that we should get Braun. I think we should all work together to and make sure Braun wins. At the time, I was not paying attention enough to the reactions, but I'm pretty certain it was Logan that said it, then Bronson agreed, and then it was Theory. And now I want to go back and watch Theory. I want to see if there's anything in that segment. Because obviously, yes, the whole thing is it's meant to be Seth. Actually, it could well just be Seth. But part of me feels like if Seth Rollins was going to return and was ready to come back, I feel like they might have just revealed it there and then.
Yeah.
And that's the bit that I'm clinging on to. What I will say, the fact that they're playing out this storyline does somewhat indicate to me that they are looking to put having Seth back for Mania. Because I mean, it's not going to be Braun and Theory at Mania, surely. So even if this is who I'm thinking, I'm thinking it's Theory that was under that mask and has done that to Braun. Because the whole, at the beginning, the Theory, my God. It's like we have to refer to AJ as phenomenal because he just is with Theory, with the Theory of freaking everything. Um, and because of that, there was all these ideas that Theory's been working for Seth all along, and maybe he is. So yes, I think the Masked Man was Austin Theory that's attacked Braun. I want to go back and watch that segment, but this does indicate to me that they are looking ahead to plans with Seth at Mania and probably going up against Braun.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. And honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I don't care. Stop doing this, man. Like, why do we need to keep doing these stories? You know what? After this, I don't want any more masked person stories. I'm
Oh
so
yeah.
tired of it. Like, oh my goodness, how many masked person stories can you do? I don't want any more for the rest of the year and for, you know what, screw it, for 2027 as well. Do it 10 years from now, be like, "Oh, I remember when they did that." Um, like, man, why do we keep doing this? Like, are we just running out of ideas at this point? Like, you could have done so many other things. Depending on who it is, no matter who it is, you could have done so many other things, whether it's Austin Theory, whether it's Seth Rollins. If it is Seth Rollins, there's a chance that whoever was under the hoodie wasn't Seth because Seth maybe either didn't want to or couldn't get to Saudi Arabia, so they had just somebody else do a curb stomp to Braun. But then it's ultimately going to be revealed that it was Seth Rollins, similar to what they did with Austin Theory when they had probably I think it was people said it was like Montez Ford under a mask and doing that to throw people off. So I wonder if that's what they're gonna end up doing, which again is like okay, whatever. But it should be Seth. It should be
Yeah.
Seth. If you're gonna do something like this, it should be Seth. Now I'm not gonna lie, I got scared for like 2 seconds because after this masked person attacked, they started moving a lot like Moxley. I was like, whoa, whoa, hey, hey, whoa, 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 hey, hey now. I know it's not possible, but why are you moving like that? Because they were doing like the shoulder shrug and everything. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa now, hold on, we're not doing that. Um, there's gonna be people throwing this out, so I'm going to say it right now. I highly doubt it's Chris Jericho.
Oh.
Highly doubt it's Chris Jericho. So let's not start throwing that out there because what does Chris Jericho have to do with Braun Breaker in the division? What does he have to do with Seth Rollins if he's there to defend Rollins or whatever the case may be? It is what it is. We're gonna have to find out more on Monday Night Raw. I really, really hope they don't drag this out, man. Like, there's no need to drag this out. Reveal who it is as quick as you can. I don't know if Raw is in Saudi on Monday.
I checked on Netflix. It says it's got a 1 a.m. start for us, so I'm assuming it's back in the US.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, if it's Seth, if he's ready to go, we'll see. Um, Yeah, he did keep his word though. He was not in the Royal Rumble. But he did not say he wasn't going to be at the Royal Rumble. So, very, very keen words there. We started this Royal Rumble off with everybody getting eliminated by Obafemi.
As they should.
Like, just started tossing everyone out. And I was thinking about it, and Michael Cole actually brought it up that it reminded him a lot of 2020.
Hmm.
And yeah, you missed out on your opportunity to just have Brock come out and stop him right there early on, and you could have had something there. We had it a little bit later on, the stare down there. But yeah, he throws out obviously Braun Breaker, Solo Sikoa, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, Matt Cardona, and then Damian Priest. Once Damian Priest came in, that's when the numbers started piling up a little bit. I know you and me have been advocate for Oba Femi, but especially you have been like clamoring that Oba get some shine in this Royal Rumble. How did this make you feel, Ru?
So I mean, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Welcome back, Matt Cardona. Out you go. Great stuff. The only bit, and we'll get into all the bits further later on, I wasn't too much of a fan of. I didn't enjoy the fact that basically once it stopped, it stopped. I don't think Oba actually eliminated anyone else once Damian Priest got in. I might be wrong, maybe one person, if that, but I don't actually know if he did. But for that first, whatever it was, 6 men or something like that, fantastic. A lot of faith, a lot of shining over as they should be. The guy is a phenomenal. So yeah, I loved it for that part. Yeah, some folk are going to be like, I know I joked around the Matt Cardona thing, and folk being like, oh, Rusev coming back and swapping AEW. You say that like it's just one of the things they're making Ober. It's not like they're just doing it for someone, well, ironic, maybe like Damien Priest. It's for Oberfeni, this guy who's not just coming up from NXT. The guy is going to be a star, as Booker T would say.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did not eliminate anybody else
Yep.
after Matt Cardona. And then he was ultimately eliminated by Brock Lesnar in this match. So I think that gives us a strong hint as to what the WrestleMania plans are for both of those men. I wouldn't imagine they do this and they don't follow through with the WrestleMania
Yeah.
match. I can imagine it's Oba and Brock at WrestleMania, and boy, what a first WrestleMania match that is. Holy hell. Yeah, so I like that. I'm all for that. I'm all for Oba versus
Mm.
Brock. I think that's going to be a fantastic matchup. I like it better than Brock versus Punk or like Brock versus Cody or something like that. Um, Oba Brock WrestleMania, I'm good with. So yeah, the thumbs up on that end. Steven says, imagine if the hooded figure was Adam Pearce. You know what? I wouldn't put it past WWE.
I never even thought about that,
I
actually.
wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past WWE. Because I don't know if Adam can still go or not in the ring. He hasn't wrestled in a long, long time. But I mean, Paul got in his face. He's been getting in his face. I don't know. I don't think it's Adam Pearce, but I think it would be kind of funny if it ended up being Adam Pearce. Would we get Adam versus Braun at WrestleMania? Like, God forbid we get Adam versus Paul at WrestleMania.
I can
Oh
only
man.
imagine Paul Heyman in a singlet. That's all I'm saying.
Oh gosh. Man. I'm glad the era of putting Paul Heyman in matches is over with. Well, God, what a bad time in WWE that was. Um, let's go through some other highlights that we had in this match. Javon Evans had a great showing. He was the Iron Man of this Rumble match, which he absolutely deserves to be. He ultimately got eliminated by Randy Orton. So yeah, Javon Evans had a fantastic showing there. Your guy, Mr. Iguana, was in here. Now, look, I don't hate Mr. Iguana, okay? I want to make that clear because it probably seemed like in your live chat that I'm not the biggest fan of Mr.
I just joke with you, don't worry.
Uh, I don't mind him, but at the same time, it's like I look at him and I'm like, how long is this gonna be over for? Like it's already like with me right now. Like at first it was really funny, and then it was like, okay, sure. I'm not the biggest Triple A guy. I'm not as big of a Triple A guy as you are.
Triple gay guy.
We're gonna pretend I didn't say that. Triple A, my brain is fried, guys. All right, nobody caught that. But yeah, Mr. Iguana was here. He got eliminated by Trick Williams. Trick got eliminated by Cody eventually. Speaking of Cody Rhodes did not get eliminated by anybody in this Rumble match. He was on the ropes, and Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore and eliminates Cody Rhodes. So tell me Cody's not getting the title back. Like,
He's not getting
hey,
his title back.
hey, come on. Like, they're setting up that Cody Drew feud, and they're probably gonna throw Fatu in there. They're doing that at the Chamber. I'm pretty certain that Cody Rhodes, Fatu, Drew is gonna be at the Chamber. Cody's gonna win the title back from Drew. Maybe he pins Fatu, and Drew doesn't actually get pinned or something like that. But yeah, what did you make of this? Drew McIntyre costing Cody Rhodes, and Cody not even making it to the final four.
I mean, so many parts actually. You mentioned one extra part, actually, two parts of it. I'll say beforehand is I did love the wee stare down and the segment between Javon Trick and Oba flashbacks to Stand and Deliver last year. That was a lot of fun. I thought again Trick Williams looking like a star. Didn't wasn't the biggest fan of his elimination. It just kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. Um, well, that's what we're doing. Cool. But anyway, yeah, the whole Drew Corey Fatu thing. I know I keep joking around with you. It's weird because I do struggle to think what they're going to do at the Chamber because in my mind this is the WrestleMania match. But I do agree with what you're saying. Like I don't know what they put in between here. Um, because if they just do Drew and Fatu, I think Cody gets involved and it gets chucked out. If they do Drew and Cody again, I think Fatu would get involved. Personally, and Costa again and do the triple threat. If they do the triple threat here, I generally, and this is the bit I do believe if they do the triple threat, the reason they do the triple threat is for Fatu to win. I keep using the comparison to Armageddon 2008 with Jeff Hardy with Triple H and Edge. It was to have Jeff Hardy win. That's what I think they're wanting to do. Um, so It's really, I totally agree with you though. I don't know what they actually do at Chamber because if they just do this match, I find it weird Fatu winning here, not having this guy who's, this new guy coming in, going up to the main event, not getting a big crowning moment at WrestleMania. I just think maybe they have Cody win again and just go on to Mania and then redo that. I don't know. In a bit of a corner with it, and I'm a bit like, I don't know what he's going to do, and it's slightly scary. But we'll see. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if they just put the title on Cody again, like you said, because it's Cody. Like that's the thing. It is Cody. I just in my heart just don't think that's the right decision. Kind of similar to the Sami one, Ellen. Like, I just don't think this is the right decision. It's a bit different than Cody with Sami because that's what I mean. It's Cody Rhodes. It could easily happen. I just don't think it's the way to do it. And I feel like going into Mania, Drew champ, going up against Cody and Fatu and have a big crowning moment for Fatu there. For me personally, I think it's a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible they do that triple threat at WrestleMania, but then again, it's like what you said exactly. Like, what do they do in that middle part?
Yeah.
And what do they do with the person that won this Royal Rumble match as well? Um, which like he could go on to face CM Punk, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Number 12 in the Royal Rumble was El Grande Americano, and number 13 was
Ooh,
also El Grande Americano. And El Grande Americano eliminated El Grande Americano in this match. Chad
there we
Gable
go.
returned, and he has a beard now. I've seen his like Instagram
Yeah.
posts and stuff. Man, this guy is shred. I told you he was
Oh
ripped. I
yeah.
told you
Whoa.
he was
He's
big,
wham.
man. But yeah, he's back. So Chad Gable eliminates Ludwig Kaiser, El Grande Americano, and then Chad is ultimately eliminated by Trick Williams. I think you called this, you or Stu, or maybe both of you guys called this months ago when Ludwig Kaiser was first introduced as El Grande Americano and Chad Gable went on the shelf. Is we have a WrestleMania match between El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano, potentially in a mask versus mask match. Um, I I don't know if I really have much interest in it, but you gotta find a way out of this anyway. So I could very much see them doing a mask versus mask match, and um, I don't know. I feel like they should just scrap the El Grande Americano thing in general. But then again, you have AAA where he's very over. But then how do you do AAA when you got two El Grande Americanos now? And what's gonna happen with that? I have no clue. Um, I feel like Ludwig is doing a better job as El Grande
Mhm.
anyway. So if you want to have it continue, maybe just have Ludwig continue doing it. Even though I think Ludwig is fantastic on his own and he's a great wrestler on his own anyway. If it were up to me, I'd scrap the whole thing completely and El Grande wouldn't be a thing. But yeah, what did you make of this? And do you think that we're going that route with the El Grandes?
I think we are not the true AAA fan here. Let me take this away and explain to you what's going to happen. Yes, I think we are getting that, and this is what I mean when I always say they aren't canon universes because El Grande Americano, Green El Grande Americano in this match using the steel plate. That is not the true El Grande Americano of AAA. Different canon events here. He wouldn't be doing that in AAA. Yeah, I think we're getting the match in Mania. Yeah, I think it was me, but yeah, it could well be Stu. Yeah, I think they've been getting this match for a while, and I think the best idea is to take do mask versus mask, like you say, and have Chad lose, so we can just go back and get Chad Gable back. We can have Ludwig, go on about this imposter, blah blah blah. I know. The issue is, and it's a great issue to have. Well, depending on how you look at it, the issue is the crowd reactions in Mexico. I'm not shitting anyone when I say this guy is Stone Cold Steve Austin levels popular in AAA. His music hits, and it's just deafening in that arena. They love him. I don't think WWE expected it because the fact is, and as you said, if you scrap it now, you're scrapping one of your biggest baby faces in AAA, and it's not even a joke when you say that. Genuinely, is going to be a focal point. I think currently Vikingo is the number one contender for Dom's AAA Mega Championship. Honestly, I could especially with whatever's going on with Dom at the minute. We also didn't see him return, so bit questioning of what's going on. Dom might either just lose it or have to relinquish it, which we might just give it to Vikingo. I can totally see El Grande Americano Lurukazo being the one to dethrone and topple the evil now heel Vikingo, who's obviously already hated and he's even more hated now as a bad guy. Um, I just don't think WWE were expecting it. Which is so funny. They're just the way it's worked out. It makes no sense. So it's a German trying to basically insult the Mexican culture, but he's loved by the Mexican fans. It shouldn't work, but it does. It's so weird. So I think the best bet would be to have Chad Gable lose the match, lose the mask, and then we just get back to the Chad Gable we want, especially because the guy looks so old now. Not that he didn't before. It's like when I say that this guy now has 0% body fat, it's like the guy already had about 1% body fat to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I exactly what you said. This makes no sense. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. But it's wrestling. Some things aren't supposed to make sense, right? So yeah, that's the stuff going on with the El Grande stuff. We also had the debut of Royce Keys, aka Powerhouse Hobbs. Oh, you thought I was going somewhere else.
Yeah,
I'll go there
I
after.
thought we were talking about the bigger star. That's all I'm
I
saying.
I thought we were going somewhere else. So they put Powerhouse Hobbs up on the Titantron at first, and then they switched to Royce Keys. So I don't know if is Powerhouse Hobbs gonna be like a nickname or something that he has going forward. I have no clue, but he did come out as Royce Keys. And he did pretty good. It was so weird at first seeing him on my screen on
Yeah,
WWE
yeah,
programming. I was
it
like,
was.
man, like, oh, this is weird.
Because
Like
I don't did he wrestle before AEW? Because I've only seen him in AEW.
I would imagine he did. I actually don't know if he did. It wasn't in any like major promotion or
Yeah,
anything. It was probably just like independence and then got signed.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not too sure on his backstory. I don't know if he like played football or something or whatever the case is. Um, but yeah, it was weird seeing him on WWE programming, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh man. I still think that he's gonna be relegated to NXT.
yeah.
I there wasn't anything he did in this match that made me think, okay, they're gonna keep him on the main roster and they're gonna
Mm.
put him in a program with that person or whatever. I think he's gonna show up Tuesday on NXT to help out Ricky Saints, who is, I would imagine, out of everybody in that ladder match, Ricky Saints might just win that NXT title. I can't see anybody else. Maybe Joe Hendry, but you have Royce Keys now at your disposal. So use him. Put him as Ricky Saints' bodyguard, which I can very well see them doing. So, yeah, what do you think? Royce Keys, aka Powerhouse Hobbs, is in the WWE
Yeah.
now officially.
I know what you mean. It is so weird to see. That's why I was asking you because I've only seen him in AEW, so it's so strange to see. The wrestling geezer asked me the exact same question you said. He was like, "Why did they show the powerhouse?" But I was like, "You know what? I don't." Because when I first seen it, I started marking out because like, "Oh my god, it's powerhouse Hobbs!" And not,
Yeah,
but then it changed. I guess at least it's nice acknowledgement of who he is and where he's come from. Because obviously Michael Cole referred to him as powerhouse Hobbs, and then it changed to Voice Keys.
yeah.
When he first gets, so maybe it's just an acknowledgement of it, of where he's came from. Yeah, I totally agree with you though. Like he looked good in heel, but there wasn't anything like major. Had a big elimination on Damien Priest had a stare down with Obafemi. But I'm with you. I think, and this is one of the few times I would say be relegated to NXT because I said it the other day. Like NXT needs Royce Keys way more than he needs NXT. Way more. Obviously, he got no pop because the crowd there don't know anyone that's not Cody Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, or Roman Reigns. um, but I was marking out from. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and obviously, I did predict maybe something different happening. Because that didn't happen, I am totally agreeing with you. I think that's what's going to happen on Tuesday, and as well, just on a side note with NXT, I'm with you. It's such a weird match. It really is only Ricky Saints or Joe Hendry that can win that. Um, as the only way I see it. So yeah, I'm probably going to just say Ricky wins that with the help of him, unless Hendry wins it, takes a stand and deliver, then Ricky beats him with the help. I don't know. But either way, I'm with you. I think he'll probably be Ricky's bodyguard in NXT, but good on him. I hope by the year end he is NXT champion.
We also had probably what you were referring to before and what you want to talk about. We had the debut of La Parca, in the Royal Rumble. I don't really have much to throw onto this, so I'll let you take this one. What did you think, Rue? La
The
Parka
gr
was in the Royal Rumble.
the greatest Royal Rumble debut of all time. It just was see, to be fair, genuinely without me taking the piss, because I did not expect it. Because I know there was all the reports that Mr. Iguana had been seen in Saudi Arabia. I think is the background of someone's photo. So it didn't come as a surprise to see him, and I genuinely thought like we would get Mr. Iguana. Was that I didn't think we were going to get two AAA talents again. I guess we talk about come back to no TNA because haha partnership. Um,
Oh
but yeah,
yeah,
no TNA.
yeah, no TNA guys. I didn't
So
expect it either because it's in Saudi.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. They aren't actually owned with them. I will say the Lukaku I like, and it's actually the reason as well that I brought up in one of my videos saying why I think he is going to be my winner of the Raid the Race tournament. By the way, thank you, Michael Cole, for spoiling that. That hasn't aired yet. Saying that Lukaku won his fatal four-way. That hasn't that hasn't aired yet. So thank you, Michael. But I've chosen him to win it anyway, so it's fine. Well, I absolutely look. It's one of these jokey ones when you. I know he's not like world champ. I'm not about to be like, oh, he's going to come, he's going to be WWE champion. I think we might get a mega championship run out of him because he is insanely over, especially if he wins this Raise the Race tournament because the winner of that is going to be given a title shot at the Mega Championship. So maybe we see it. The reason I did also say it is because he's one of the few AAA talents that's not called Mr. Guano who has been shown on WWE program. He's debuted in NXT, so at least some people are somewhat familiar with him. Not a lot, obviously not in Saudi Arabia because what's NXT over there. But hey, I loved it. The way I describe him to everyone, I say he's just a vibe. He comes out, his little dance. It's so fun. He is also just fantastic in the ring. He's really tall as well. So for a luchador, it's really impressive to watch. I loved it because I got a genuine surprise. I didn't get a surprise seeing Mr. Iguana because I expected it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Generally, I think this was like my biggest surprise of the night because I did not expect the one bit. I had a great time seeing La Parker.
Yeah, he's good. He is entertaining. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Like he is really entertaining. It's like, I like the look. I like the look of La Parka.
Yeah.
Like it's just like this very like skinny, lengthy dude in a skeleton costume that could just do a whole lot of cool things in the
Yeah,
ring. So yeah, I can definitely see why people like him. Um, Brock Lesnar came in at number 22. He German suplexed some people. He was ultimately eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. Um,
Weird.
yeah, right. Like a very weird like pairing that eliminates him. Brock Lesnar, by the way, was the one that eliminated Obafemi. I mentioned
Mhm.
that earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm losing track of my thoughts here.
Wait,
Um,
see, just run on that, right?
yeah.
That sequence between him and Elio, by the way, was terrifying. I, that was it just Elio just chopping the shit out of Brock, by the way, which is actually a very cool spot for Brock to allow Elio to do. And he
Yes.
just screams in his face. I would be so scared if that was me.
Man, Ilya fears nobody.
Oh
Uh,
no.
Jey Uso comes in at number 25.
Hey, I said it was gonna happen.
He comes out at number 25 and he takes up the entire 90 seconds. The entire 90-second interval he takes up. I swear it was longer. We got a whole elimination while this happened. I believe it was the elimination of Bronson Reed. No, I think this is when Brock got thrown
It
out.
was Brock, yeah.
Yeah, it was Brock. Which I was really hoping that he would run it back and Brock would just yeet him out of the ring. But he comes out and he yeets and like he takes his time coming through the crowd, and then he does a few moves in the ring. Not even that. He does like two things, and then Roman comes out, and Roman's like, "Let's run it back." I'm like, "Please no!" And Roman slaps the hell out of him. So I'm like, "Thank you." Like we wasted so much time doing this. Like, and then he was thrown out not too long after by Roman Reigns. Um, oh man, like I'm glad this guy's not in the main event picture anymore. Man, to think that this is the guy that won the Royal Rumble last year is absolutely insane. Um. I just wanted to throw that in there. Did you have anything to throw onto
Hey,
that?
I had a great time, not because of the entrance, because I thought it was really stupid, and then when he ran it back, whilst Cody Rhodes was like dangling off the ropes when he could have thrown him out, also really stupid.
Yeah.
I had a great time because I got to see the wrestling geezer lose his effing mind in my chat, and it was fantastic.
Oh man. Um, Steven says, wonder if they put Powerhouse Hobbs so people knew who it was before the name change. I don't think
Mm.
that helped the Saudi Arabia crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
That it did not help the Saudi Arabia crowd at all. Um, Also, Steven, I apologize. I'm like switching back and forth between tabs, so if I'm a little late to read your chat, I apologize. But yeah, they didn't seem like they knew who he was. I don't even think they know what AEW is over there.
They don't know what
Um,
NXT is, never mind
yeah,
AEW.
clearly. So that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem for WWE if they want to continue doing these Saudi shows, which
Yeah.
obviously they do. Um, but yeah, what else did we have other than that? We had yeah, let's just go to the final moments of the match.
Yeah, sure.
So the I can't remember the final four off the top of my head. It was Gunther, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton. That was the
Yeah,
final four.
yeah.
So it comes down to Roman and Gunther, which I was like, I like this. I like the fact that it came down to those two, because that's a match that we haven't seen at all in the
Oh yeah.
WWE.
That didn't even cross my mind, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, we actually get a little bit of Roman versus Gunther here, like two of the most dominant guys in the WWE. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. We obviously know how it's gonna go. Gunther was number 30, so he was almost automatically in the final four. But also, apparently, I just want to throw a little side note. Apparently, R-Truth didn't get his balls in time to be in this Royal Rumble because he was not in this Rumble match. Um, but Roman Reigns eliminates Gunther, the final person to eliminate to win the Royal Rumble match. Runai, we went two for two. I think Stu picked. I can't remember who we picked for the woman. Did he pick Liv? I can't even remember if he
Mm,
picked Liv.
I think he went Bianca. I don't think he went Liv.
Okay. Because I
No, no,
went.
no. He said Chelsea. He said Chelsea. I put it on.
Oh, okay. Well, oh boy. Sorry, Stu. I don't know if you're watching it tomorrow or what you're doing, but um, sorry. But Roman Reigns won the men's Royal Rumble, and he is going to a WrestleMania. What did you think of this? I know it was fairly predictable, with Roman Reigns winning, but there it lays out a little bit of different options between does he face CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, or do they get the title back on Cody and they run back Cody Roman 3?
Yeah, a lot of ways to go about it with that. As you said, there are lots of routes. It is very predictable. I generally do think this was just a rumble when I've been saying it for like the last couple of weeks. Again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think this generally was just a rumble win to right the wrongs of 2015 and be able to put Roman Reigns in the category of two rumble winners. That's it. So when it's believe me, when he gets that Hall of Fame speech, he ain't going to see the 2015 Rumble in there anymore. It's just going to be this one, the Tribal Chief holding up his one finger. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You ain't seen the 2015, the one with the Rock. That's why I think they did it. Yeah, he said there's a lot of interesting avenues, and obviously it comes back to what we were talking about with the whole WWE Championship situation. The thing is again, I still don't think it's going to happen. It could also just be Roman and Drew because that is still part of Drew's whole story is this bloodline hunter. It's not the most interesting. I think none of the matches to me, the most interesting one I would say would be Roman and Punk, but even at that, I'm still not like, oh my god, jumping off the walls to see. I think that is the most interesting one for me out of that, and I personally think that is the way they're gonna go. I don't think after what we spoke about earlier, I don't think the Vision are going to be involved in the world title scene now come Mania. I think it will be Braun and Rollins because it seems like he's going to be fit and healthy. God forbid is Theory on Rollins' side and then they're doing a tag match. Oh my god, if that happens, by the way, Bronson and thingy, taking Theory and Seth. So I think Steve said it at the end of my live. The way I see it happening, and I agree, I think it's going to be Roman and Punk in one world title match, and then Cody Drew Fatu in the other one. That's the way I think it's going to go.
Yeah, because Punk doesn't have an opponent right now. Like that can change at the Elimination Chamber if Roman decides he wants to go after the undisputed WWE title again instead, which I feel like would make a little bit more sense. Now, if Seth Rollins was the world heavyweight champion, I would say that okay, I think Roman might go after Rollins because Rollins was the one that won that triple threat match. However, I feel like there's more options that we're not actually considering that may or could happen. And it's one that you brought up a little bit earlier on
Ooh.
in terms of the Undisputed WWE title changing hands. It could very well happen that maybe, because they did have a face off in this Rumble, that we get Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the
Ooh.
Undisputed WWE title at WrestleMania. Um, because that happened, I was like, huh, Rude did say that Fatu could win that title. If he does, maybe Roman picks Fatu to face, and then we do a bloodline rules match or something. I don't know.
Bloodline moves.
Um, I am still going to hold on to the thought process of I don't trust WWE and I don't trust that they're going to do something completely different like Roman and Fatu. As much as that would kind of appeal to me because it's different. Different is always good. Um, but I don't have faith that they're not going to do Roman Cody 3 at WrestleMania. I feel something just feels off to me. I don't see Drew McIntyre walking into Mania as champion. In terms of what he does at WrestleMania, I don't know. Um, and you know what Sami Zayn does at WrestleMania, we talked about that earlier. We don't know as well. Um, there's a lot of pieces to be put in place here, and a lot of people that need things to do at WrestleMania, and you got to start putting these things in place from this Monday night on Raw. Like you need to start like setting things down, be like, okay, we're gonna tease this a little bit. We're gonna show you guys what is probably gonna happen at WrestleMania. Um, it's it even goes with the women's side of things with the Liv Morgan and stuff. They're probably gonna do the thing where the Royal Rumble winner confronts all the champions. Although, how crazy would it be if Roman Reigns, for some reason, confronts the new NXT champion Ricky Saints
Tony D.
or Tony D.
He's not in the match, but he might steal that belt.
Imagine a world Roman Reigns appears on NXT just one random Tuesday night. That would shake that entire performance center. Yeah, that crowd would lose it.
There was still chant something like Reigns go away. Some
Oh
shit
boy.
like
Oh my God. No, you know what they should do? They should do Roman Reigns versus Josh Briggs for the NXT title. Really get under their skin.
Hey, if I was booking it, my fantasy Josh Briggs is going over.
Um, but yeah, I think that Roman Cody is the route that they're gonna go. But yeah, like you said, this makes perfect sense for Roman to win this. Stu explained it very well also on the predictions pod of there wasn't really any other way to get Roman to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the time that he takes off, I wouldn't even be surprised if he's not on Raw Monday night or Friday night SmackDown or anything like that. Um, but this was the perfect way to get into WrestleMania. It made most sense. Um, Still not the way I would have booked things, but I understand why WWE went this route. Like you said, puts him in that class of two-time Royal Rumble winners, which they seem to like to do. And it puts you in that like Hall of Fame class or whatever. Plus, like 2015 Rumble, not that memorable. Um, but yeah, Roman Reigns, two-time Royal Rumble winner. He's going to WrestleMania to face whoever it is, whether it be CM Punk, Drew, Fatu, Cody, whoever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's the thing as well. I'm actually fine with them running back Roman and Cody and doing Roman Cody 3, get the trilogy. It is such a big match. It's just think for this third one, the way I could have seen it done is I just don't think it needs a championship that's such a this is bragging rights. That's what it is between the two top guys in the company. And the only way, like you said, Stu said, like, it was they were going to struggle to get Roman to Mania. The only other way I could have seen them doing it to get Roman to Mania, if they wanted to do Roman Cody, would have had Cody be the one to eliminate Reigns and not, but the issue is not having Cody entangled with the WWE Championship picture. The issue is Cody is. If Cody wasn't and they just left it and it just been Drew and Fatu, I could have seen a world where Cody eliminates Reigns, then basically Reigns comes out, throws down the challenge, and they just have a one final bragging rights rules match to see who is just the best at Mania. But the issue is Cody is kind of booked into a corner with the WWE Championship. So I don't know. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, look, the whole thing we always say as wrestling fans, I don't want to be able to predict the show, and I can't predict the show. Even though I got all the predictions right tonight, I can't predict the show, so that's what makes it interesting. So there is a lot of avenues for them to go down. When it comes to it, so I guess we'll wait and see. Reigns Fatu. I mean, I'm absolutely down for seeing that. I guess one thing that's also interesting coming up this. Do we think it's going to be Gunther Orton at Mania then? Going by what we saw
Gunther who at Mania?
and Orton.
And Austin?
No, Orton, Randy.
Oh, Orton. Oh, I couldn't hear you
The
for
Scottish, the
some odd reason.
Scottishness was
It's a
Scottish.
Scottish accent.
It was Scottishing out there.
That's like the first ever barrier we've had in the like almost a
Yeah,
year
actually, been not
we've
too bad.
had. Like that's like the first like, huh? I've really had.
That's actually been not too bad then.
Yeah, like we started this in June, doing this together.
Yeah.
First ever time I've been like, I actually don't
What? Well, Gunther and Randy. Let's make it easier.
know. There we go. I heard Austin. I'm like, why would he face Austin Theory?
Hey, maybe just bury some kudos.
Yeah, I think we could do Gunther Randy at WrestleMania. I think that's a very good possibility. Randy was eliminated by Gunther here. Um, I don't. Stu was saying that Randy probably wins that match because we did bring up that possibility on the predictions pod. Because I don't see Randy hanging it up just yet. I think he's still got some time to go. So that would be interesting though if maybe Gunther gets Randy to put his career on the line, but Randy actually wins and keeps his career.
Hmm.
So I wonder if that's going to be the case. So that could definitely be interesting. I wouldn't be opposed to Randy and Gunther again. They'll put on probably a solid enough match for WrestleMania. Um, so yeah, I'd definitely be down for that. Um, Steven says Roman versus Fatu with the Rock as special guest referee with the Ula Fala as the prize. um, you know what?
Soul Score running.
I, I don't trust WWE, but I'm not gonna go that far. Would I put it past them? Absolutely not. But we're not gonna go that far. Hopefully they don't do nothing like that. Could The Rock be involved in a match like that? Probably. But from what I'm hearing, like from different rumblings, they want The Rock at Saudi Arabia WrestleMania next year. So, um, I don't even know if he's even still going to be able to wrestle by then, but who knows? You got to do the Cody Rock match at some point, I feel. But it is what it is. That was the Royal Rumble for 2026. We managed to get an hour and a half out of this four match card, but it was two Royal Rumbles that we had to talk about and some other things as well. Top to bottom, solid pay-per-view. Royal Rumbles I always love Royal Rumbles, even though there wasn't a lot of surprises. I think we all expected it to not have many surprises in here. But Battle Royals, Rumbles, they're always fun. I always love watching them. I always get a thrill out of watching them. You don't know when someone's going to get eliminated. You don't know who's coming out next or whatever. So it's always cool. It's always cool to get the pop of the interest music of who comes out next and whatever. Yeah, they're always a lot of fun. So this pay-per-view gets a thumbs up from me. What about you? Does it get a thumbs up from you?
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. As you said, some questionable booking in there, but it's nothing that I think was that outrageously bad. As I can see my rabbit climbing up of food to me. Nothing outrageously bad. I thoroughly enjoyed it. As you said, I always say it, and I've tried to preach it to everyone: just enjoy it, even if a bad rumble is still fun. The whole concept of the match, you can still get a good kick out of it, which I did. Plus, the other two matches I thought were very, very solid as well.
Absolutely. Thank you to Steven and anyone else who may have jumped in the chat as well. I appreciate everybody. And I appreciate you guys dropping your thoughts in the comments. And I appreciate everybody in advance for dropping their comments after the fact, after this has gone live. What's going on, Rue?
I was meant to say something before we stop 'cause I noticed we came online. I don't know when it happened or if it was said in another one. Congratulations on 100 subs, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have not acknowledged that at all.
Okay, okay. Well, there you go. Congratulations.
I haven't acknowledged it at all, but I appreciate it. Thank you everybody for the support and love that you show to Kayfabe Central. Obviously can't get to 100 subscribers without all of you guys supporting me. Can't get the views without you guys supporting me. So I appreciate it a whole lot. It means the world to me. When I see just like positive comments and like positive feedback, it just makes my day. When I see support from people that I don't even know, that's how I know I'm doing something right.
Yep.
So it genuinely does make my day. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Rue, for calling that out. Because I was not going to mention that at all. But I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody showing support to the channel. But that is going to close out this night for us. That is going to close out this post show for us. I will be back Monday for Monday Night Raw. No, I lied. I have to be back tomorrow because I have a Sunday show as well called the Kayfabe Recap. So,
Ooh.
I have to do some stuff for that. I might do some notes for that while watching Collision tonight. Collision has a pretty solid card tonight, so I'm going to be checking that out. I'm not going to do any coverage for it because it starts in like 20 minutes, so I'm way too tired. I'm just going to relax, watch some more wrestling, and then just have a good night because Royal Rumble was solid, and that's what we deserve. But yeah, Brew, where can they find you?
Yeah, sure. You can find me Ruin Wrestling over on TikTok and here on YouTube. So I do all of my watch alongs. We had a really fun one tonight. I'll be back next Friday. I can't remember what the day that's going to be. Let's have a look. The 6th of February. I will be back to do my SmackDown watch along. And in a similar fashion too, I'm going to go away, have a chilled night tonight. But instead, I shall watch Triple A.
Oh yeah, Triple A is tonight, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it is.
Um, Yeah, well, there you go. There's a lot of wrestling tonight other than the Royal Rumble. So whether you go check out AAA, whether you go check out Collision, or whether you just go watch Family Guy and go to sleep, who's to say what you do, right? I hope everybody has a great night. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow for the kayfabe recap. It'll probably be a shorter episode. I'll probably get a solo it just to get it over with. Sundays are very hectic sometimes, so I try to get it done as quickly as I can for the kayfabe recaps. But you know, I'm hoping to have some more guests and stuff for the kayfabe recaps and stuff. We had Adam Martin a couple weeks ago from Norfolk County Championship Wrestling, all that stuff. So lots of big things coming to kayfabe Central. I got a lot of things in the works right now. Even if I'm not putting out content consistently, sometimes like TikTok Shorts, I guarantee you guys there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that doesn't show out in public, but once it happens, it'll show. So make sure you guys stay tuned to all social medias. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you're up to date with everything coming to the channel. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in to this Royal Rumble post show for 2026. I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, take it easy.